Hi, I'm Simon Ianson, Chief Strategy Officer for Hoist Group, the provider of the widest range of hotel technology right across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Welcome to Hacks for Hoteliers. Today, as part of this series of programs, we are going to look at cash flow management. This is a critical thing to look at this time of need and during the lockdown and the COVID-19 induced crisis that we're all experiencing at the moment. We're going to present you with 8 different hacks split into 2 sections. Section number 1 will focus on how you can protect and even boost your revenues. And section number 2 will look at control of costs. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy these 8 hacks for hoteliers. Hack number 1, chase and chase again those accounts receivables. Create processes, implement them for follow-up, not only for those that are beyond due date, but those that are close to due date. Assuming you still got accounts, sales staff still in place, get them to call people who owe you money shortly before the due date to ensure that they can pay. And if they can't pay, put measures in place to mitigate the situation. Check back through all your invoices. Check with staff members if they are holding on to invoices for services already delivered, and if they are, integrate those into the process that you have implemented. And finally, get any relevant invoices out there as quickly as possible. Issue them like crazy. Hack number 2. Hack number 2 is what we call the joy of giving. Okay, and the joy of giving works like this, or indeed our vision of it. Hotels are largely expected to refund guests even on previously non-refundable rates. That seems to be the accepted norm both in the branded and the independent trade. But there are alternatives. Why not offer them a gift card instead of a refund? Especially if that gift card is bundled with a value-added service that is cheap for you as a hotelier to trade as a concession. So instead of physically handing back €100 or £100 in cash for a room night that gets cancelled, offer them a gift card to the value of £125 or €125 or £100 plus a free breakfast that can be redeemed at some stage in the future. Guests will love a bargain, they'll love this extra value, and ultimately they will come back. Maybe under restricted circumstances, we may have to stay 2 meters apart, they may have to spend more time in their room than they would normally in your lovely bar and restaurant areas, but they will come back. And what's beautiful about this and using gift cards in this way is you don't need to issue a physical refund. Therefore, you don't part with €100 or £100. You keep that cash in your bank, you conserve it, and that has a positive impact on your cash flow. What's more, if you make it worthwhile for the guest, i.e. by bundling services, get those extras in there, especially if you've got a restaurant or a spa or a swimming pool or sports facilities or whatever it may be. Because again, people will want to come back, especially having been locked down for months on end. It's probably going to be driven by national traffic initially, but the desire to get out there and see even the local world is without question gonna happen again. So make them feel like they're getting some extra value, and it won't appear at all like a hard sell. And talking of sales, yes, this is still happening. Tero and his team have never been busier, frankly, than right now. Why? Because birthdays and anniversaries are not on furlough. They're still happening. But we can't get out to the shops to buy things for our loved ones. So why not, as a hotelier or a restaurateur or as a wedding planner, offer packages for sale on your website or through non-digital means. Market this properly. You'd be surprised. People are still having to part for cash. I've got a son with a birthday tomorrow. I'm looking for things to get him. I'm doing this purely electronically, and something like an online gift card shop is something that could help you immensely in this time. Okay. I think the third, and for me, just as important element as any of the others, is a social aspect here. We are all part of a community, local communities in the case of hotels. And I don't know what's happening in all of your areas, but I see in Manchester, I see in London, I see in other cities and towns across Europe, initiatives from broad hospitality, not just hotels, but restaurants and B&Bs and all sorts of other operations, an element of paying it forward and campaigns to encourage people within that community to invest in gift cards as a way of investing in and securing the future of those local businesses, some of which are very small, some of which are very large. But buying a gift card for a hotel is definitely one way of paying it forward and investing in your local community and supporting your local community. So there's a very strong social aspect here as well. Okay. Third hack. Make yourselves irresistible. I think your digital presence right now is so important. We've lost proximity on a physical level. We don't have guests standing in front of us, ready to check in across a check-in counter at reception. So what we do digitally is absolutely vitally important. Get creative as well. Think of some great offers that you could implement with or without gift cards. It doesn't really matter. Buy your beer, drink it later. Ever wanted to own a wine cellar? Now you can own a slice of one, or even invest in your future. Buy your best night's sleep now. I hope you get the idea, but get creative with your marketing slogans and your packaging. Look at what you've done historically, what your strengths are, and build this into a package to offer to prospective guests or in lieu of refunds, as just mentioned. Number 4, in terms of hack, if you have multiple properties, leverage that. If you don't have multiple properties, we are a community. We need to work together here. So talk to your traditional competitors and see if they're in on this. But if you have a multi-property offering, you can leverage the advantage of that in any revenue generation activities and initiatives, including gift cards. Group your properties together to make them more attractive. You can sell group-wide or community-wide gift cards that work across different hotels. So you can incorporate a selection of different types of hotels to choose from depending on what the need is. And you can also include perhaps, hidden differentiators, hidden extras, or not so hidden as it may be, dependent on the hotel. And as I say, if you don't have multiple properties, talk to your neighbours, your competitors, and see what you can pull together, because we are all in this together. Hack number 5. While protecting and boosting revenues are key to cash flow management, so is applying controls to outgoings, to your costs. So now's the time to flip the switch where appropriate. So on the next 4 hacks, we'll be looking at cost controls. Your number 1 priority, I think, right now has to be to turn off, if not already done, all non-essential services. So take a long, hard look at what you can do without. Before you turn off entire services, can you break it down? Are there elements of services that can be paused or cancelled? I'm sure many partners, including Hoist Group, would be willing to support you to find a solution which is in the interest of everybody surviving at this time. So ask that question. Look at how you can spread out the costs. If you're in the middle of a new infrastructure procurement for your hotel, maybe there could be alternative options. Talk to us, work with suppliers and partners to look at how you can delay payments, or even better, financing, leasing as a service. It's time to really consider perhaps non-traditional methods of acquisition when cash flows are so heavily impacted now. So moving to something like a lease or a finance agreement could allow you to spread the costs of any investment, meaning you're prepared for the eventual upturn, and you've enhanced the quality of your guest or back of house experience, and people will appreciate that, when they come back to stay or work in your hotels. Hack number 7, needless to say, and obviously, I'm sure you're all looking at this, but governments throughout the world have created many different types of support packages. Some are extraordinary, some are less so. Please check and check again, because this is a dynamic thing. So make sure that you check what your business is entitled to. The measures are changing or time limited or are updated on a regular basis. So if you can't do it yourself, talk to your accountants. You pay them fees annually. Get advice from your local and national trade bodies on your eligibility and the process of claiming any grants or any other any other measures here, because these measures could be the difference between surviving and non-surviving at this time. Hack number 8 is to do with staff. and talk to them. Look for a solution. Look into government support again. See which staff can take voluntary leaves of absence or be considered as furloughed workers. But we would strongly urge where possible to avoid laying them off, because when we come out of this, you'll undoubtedly need those experienced workers to help you steer the ship, in these troubled times. And remember that no matter how nice your hotel looks, or how good the breakfast tastes, or how much technology you've packed into the guest experience, it's frequently the people who work there that create the most lasting impression. Hiring new staff post-crisis is one way to do it, but training them and getting them up to speed is going to cost you dearly in terms of financials and time. So be really cautious in letting go of those who've been helping you run the show. So let's recap those 8 hacks. We'll split them again into the 2 sections. The first 4 are on protection and boosting of your revenues. Hack number 1. Chase and chase again your debt and any invoices to be made. Hack number 2, look at gift cards as a solution. Hack number 3, work on your marketing and make your offer irresistible. And hack number 4, tap into any multi-property advantages that you have. On the second 4, we looked at cost control. So hack number 5, flick the switch on non-essential services. Hack number 6, spread the cost of any investment programs. Look at finance or leasing or as a service programs as available in your markets. Hack number 7, look at what the government can do for you, both locally and centrally. There are typically many schemes available in the vast majority of countries. And hack number 8, finally, work with your staff to find a way to reduce costs, but at the same time retain those key people, especially for when you reopen and you need to start wooing and winning back and delighting your guests again. Many thanks.